Your bank is quietly robbing you. Not with a ski mask, not with a getaway car, just with a tiny number sitting at the bottom of your statement that you've been trained to ignore. That number is your savings account interest rate. And right now, in July 2026, there's a gap so wide between what your bank is paying you and what you could be earning elsewhere, it's almost offensive. So today, we're doing the math your bank hopes you never do. We're running the real numbers with real deposit amounts, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much money you've been leaving on the table, and the single move that fixes it without touching a single stock or taking on a drop of extra risk. Let's start with the crime scene. The national average savings account interest rate right now is 0.38% APY according to FDIC data. Say that out loud. 0.38%. That is the return your big traditional bank is handing you for the privilege of holding your money, lending it out to other people at 5, 6, 7%, and sending you a statement that says interest earned 43 cents. You could find more money in a parking lot. This is what we're calling the savings account trap. And it's not a conspiracy. It's just math. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea how bad the math actually is. So let's fix that right now. Trap number 1, the gap is bigger than you think. Picture this. You got $10,000 sitting in a traditional savings account. You're responsible, you're saving, you feel good about it. At 0.38%, after one full year, you've earned $38. $38. That's less than a dinner for two. Meanwhile, the best high-yield savings accounts are hitting rates up to 4.50% APY as of this week, and that's genuinely impressive compared to the FDIC's national average of 0.38%. At 4.50% on that same $10,000, you'd earn $450 in a year. Not life-changing on its own, but we're just getting warmed up. Because here's where it gets wild. The gap doesn't stay flat, it compounds. And that leads us directly to trap number 2. Compounding works both ways. Everyone talks about compound interest like it's magic. And it is, but only if your rate is high enough to actually do something. At 0.38%, compounding is basically a participation trophy. You're technically earning interest on your interest, but the numbers are so small, you'd need a microscope to notice. Here's the real math. Take that $10,000, park it in a traditional savings account at 0.38% for 5 years. You walk away with roughly $10,192. You earned $192 in 5 years. A piggy bank on a shelf would have done almost as well. Now put that same $10,000 into a high-yield savings account at 4%, a conservative, widely available rate right now, for 5 years. You walk away with approximately $12,166. That's $2,166 in interest. The gap between these two accounts over just 5 years is nearly $2,000 on a single $10,000 deposit. Not because you did anything risky, not because you picked stocks, just because you chose a different savings account. But wait, because trap number 3 is where it really starts to hurt. Trap number 3, 10 years turns a gap into a chasm. Let's keep the same $10,000 and stretch it to 10 years. At the national average of 0.38%, your $10,000 grows to about $10,388. You earned $388 over a decade. At 4% over 10 years, that same deposit becomes approximately $14,802. That's $4,800 in interest, more than 12 times what the traditional account paid. And if you're one of those people with $25,000 or $50,000 sitting in a savings account, double it, triple it. The math doesn't care about your feelings. It just keeps compounding the gap wider every single year you wait. Now let's talk about trap number 4. Your big bank is counting on your inertia. The national average savings rate is low because large traditional banks drag it down. Many of the biggest banks in the country pay just 0.01% APY, which pulls the overall average toward the bottom, even when online banks offer much higher rates. Since most Americans keep their savings at traditional banks, the average reflects those low rates more heavily. Read that again. The biggest banks pay as low as 0.01%. That's not a typo. That's not a rounding error. At a bank like U.S. Bank, for example, the standard APY on their savings account is just 0.05%. These institutions have millions of customers, billions in deposits, and they are paying you almost literally nothing because they know that most people won't bother to move. The gap between what traditional banks pay and what online banks offer has grown wider over the past few years. Savers who have not moved their money to a higher rate account may not realize how many earnings they are missing. That's the trap in its purest form, not a scam, not illegal. Just the quiet, polite theft of your time and your money, enabled entirely by the friction of switching accounts. Which brings us to trap number 5, the "it's too complicated" myth. Here's what your bank wants you to believe, that moving your money is hard, risky, confusing, or somehow dangerous. It is none of those things. A high-yield savings account is a type of deposit account that earns significantly more interest than a traditional savings account. These accounts are typically offered by online banks and credit unions, which helps keep overhead costs low and interest rates higher. Because online banks operate without costly physical branches, they pass those savings to customers in the form of higher interest rates. These accounts are just as safe as traditional savings accounts since they are FDIC insured, but they reward savers significantly more for the same deposit. FDIC insured means your money is protected up to the standard limits, the exact same protection your current bank offers. You are not taking on more risk. You are not locking your money away. You can still access it. You're just getting paid dramatically more to do the exact same thing you're already doing. Trap number 6. The rates are falling. Excuse. Some people hear about high-yield savings accounts and think, sure, but rates are coming down, so why bother? Fair question. Let's look at the reality. Rates for savings accounts generally follow the federal funds rate, and the rate has remained unchanged for all 4 Fed meetings so far in 2026, following 3 consecutive quarter-point rate cuts in 2025. The next move is actually looking more likely to be a rate hike. J.P. Morgan economists expect the Federal Reserve to hold the target range steady at 3.50% to 3.75% for the rest of 2026. So we're not in a collapsing rate environment. Rates have stabilized. And even if they did dip slightly, earning 3% beats earning 0.38% by a mile. You'd have to see rates fall off an absolute cliff before a high-yield account stopped beating a traditional one. The math isn't close enough to make waiting a smart strategy. Now, for trap number 7, not all high-yield accounts are created equal. This is the nuance most videos skip. When you're shopping for a high-yield savings account, a few things matter beyond just the headline rate. Watch for accounts that charge monthly maintenance fees Those eat directly into your earnings. Look for accounts with no minimum balance requirements or very low ones, so you're earning the full rate from day one. Verify FDIC coverage if opening an account with a bank, or NCUA coverage with a credit union. And pay attention to whether the advertised rate requires hoops to jump through, like maintaining a direct deposit or hitting a monthly spending threshold. Some accounts offer tiered or promotional APYs that depend on your balance or monthly activity. The best accounts right now are straightforward, high rate, no fee, low or no minimum. They exist. You just have to look for them. And that brings us to the big reveal, the do this instead. The alternative to the savings account trap is not the stock market. It's not crypto. It's not anything that requires you to watch charts or lose sleep. High-yield savings accounts are ideal for short-term savings goals or emergency funds because they offer both liquidity and safety. Some of the best HISA rates are upwards of 4%. The move is simple. Open a high-yield savings account at an online bank, transfer your existing savings balance to it, and let the math do what it does. That's it. For most savers, switching accounts is the single most effective way to earn more on cash. Not the most glamorous financial advice, not the sexiest content on the internet, but it is genuinely one of the highest return, zero-risk moves available to an everyday person right now. Let's put a bow on the numbers because this is the part you should screenshot. $10,000. Traditional savings account at 0.38%, 10 years. You earn $388. Same $10,000. High-yield savings account at 4%, 10 years. You earn $4,800. The difference is $4,400. On money you were already saving, doing nothing differently, taking on zero additional risk. If you have $25,000 saved, that difference balloons past $11,000. If you have $50,000, you're leaving over $22,000 on the table over a decade. This isn't a rounding error. This is a decision. So here's your action item, and it takes about 10 minutes. Go find a high-yield savings account from an FDIC-insured online bank. Compare a few rates, pick one with no monthly fees and a rate well above the national average, and open it today. Your existing savings account isn't going anywhere. You can keep it open if you want the familiarity. But your money deserves better than 38 cents on every $100 per year. The bank has been playing the long game with your money. It's time you played it too. If this video just saved you thousands of dollars, or at least made you mad enough to do something about it, hit that like button, because the algorithm rewards people who take action, and so does compound interest. Subscribe so you don't miss the next time we run numbers your bank definitely doesn't want you to see. And drop a comment below. How much are you currently earning in your savings account? Let's see just how deep the trap goes.